Okay, I think we can get going, and then those who come later, they can just follow through. Um, Again, welcome to those who have just joined. We are going to start our class by extending the lesson that we stopped the other day. Last class, we had cloud accounting, right? And then we're supposed to continue with cloud computing. But I think because I'm here physically and I want to make sure that we utilize the number of days together here. So I'm going to defer the cloud computing in our next, towards the end of the semester, right? Just to prepare you for final exam. For the subsequent lesson that we're going to have after our cloud accounting is to look at the cloud accounting applications, or we call that software. And for that, we are going to look at the QuickBooks, right? So from today onwards, we're going to have the hands-on of QuickBooks, how to use QuickBooks based on some information that I have provided. And in fact, you can refer to the Google Classroom. I already uploaded the files for you to refer. And then from that file, we're going to continue our lesson, what sort of things that you need to understand from QuickBooks, and then what information you need to enter into QuickBooks. Okay, that will be something that we want to do today. In the cost specification, I mentioned about having 4 cases, right? So we will have 4 cases, but don't worry, it's not going to be like 4 companies that we need to look through, but we are going to only take a look at 2 companies, all right? The first company is what we call service company. The second company is inventory or trading company. So one without inventory, another one with inventory. So the treatment is a little bit different. If you have inventory, then you need to keep track of inventory. So we need to do like setting up the inventory items in our QuickBooks. But for this company, service company, we don't have to do any setup for inventory. Okay, so we don't need any inventory setting up for the first and second case studies. First case study, second case study, we're going to use the same company. First case study is about 1 month, January. Second case study is about the same company, but second month, February. So we just want to show you how you do the transaction for 1 whole month, and then how you move to the next, and then carry forward all the balances that you have for the month of January. Right? So later on, when you work as an accountant, you will have to prepare 1 month, and then when you move to the next month, it will be roll over to the next month. You'll be able to see once we get into the data. Okay, like I said to you, we're going to use QuickBooks, yeah? We're going to use QuickBooks, and in QuickBooks, we have 3 main packages or versions. The first one is what we call Simple Start. It's very basic for you to view what you have in the reports, transactions that you keyed in, what will be the outcome of it. All right. I'm sure that you have learned in your financial accounting class how to record transactions by putting them in journal entries. What to debit, what to credit. Every transaction we will have debit and credit. But this Simple Start is going to allow you to have the transaction to be recorded in the system through menus, and the system will do the debit, credit automatically. You don't need to do that. You just need to use the right menu. So Simple Start is limited. It doesn't allow you to do bank reconciliation. It doesn't allow you to do advanced setting. So we are not going to use Simple Start. Second is Essential. You have everything in Simple Start, but still limited. You don't, you're not allowed to perform bank reconciliation. You're not allowed to perform some inventory management. So we are not going to use essentials either. But the one that we are going to use is plus. So when you set up later on, then you need to choose plus. Never choose simple start, never choose essentials. Clear? All right. So plus has everything that we need to cover for this course. You will be recording transactions. You will be making some settings. You will be performing bank reconciliation. You will be viewing the reports. We have profit and loss account. We have balance sheet. We have statement of financial or cash flow. And then we will have statement of changes in equity. We will have a lot of statements that you normally see, including accounts receivable aging summary to show accounts receivables details. For example, you sell goods to customers. Customers didn't pay you, they will appear in your accounts receivable, right? Because they become your debtor. If you buy things from suppliers and you don't pay the amount of money to your suppliers yet, they become your accounts payable. So all these things will have reports and we will be able to see the reports. Why so stressed? All right, it's a very fun accounting software that we can use. Later, I'll show you how to do it properly, right? So these are the three basic features that we have, three basic packages, we call it, and we choose plus. But if you visit some of the websites of QuickBooks, you will see another one. They call it advanced, but we don't use advanced because that would mean for the pro. All right, we try to understand first. And then later, when you work as accountants, then you can become pro. Okay. What are we going to cover in QuickBooks? The first one, you will be introduced to features of QuickBooks. Different versions will have different features. All right. And then we will make the comparison based on the features, how Simple Start is different from Essentials, how Essentials is different from Plus. Okay. Like I said, there are things that you find here, you don't find in another version. Why do we use QuickBooks? Companies, they need to use QuickBooks because they need to record their transactions systematically. If you don't have a software, then your transactions will not be recorded properly. You will end up having messy reports or maybe incomplete records. So that can cause problem. You cannot make decision. You're going to have problems to comply with relevant laws and regulations. Do you know that every company that we have in Cambodia will need to be registered with company commission? All right, the company commission. So you need to do the registration, and once you have registered, then you need to supply annual reports or financial statements reports so that they can keep and see if you are a dormant company or not. So we need to produce financial statements. So how can you produce financial statements if you don't have the software? So we need software to record every single transaction and to make sure that we can generate report immediately upon request. And top management also, they want to see what is the performance like of our company, how much money do we have in the bank account, whether or not we have a lot of cash compared to our liabilities, or we have more liabilities than our cash. So that can imply a different meaning, right? If too much liability, meaning that your company is borrowing a lot, but you don't have enough money in your bank account, maybe because you have a lot of obligations, you know, buy assets and all that. So that's not a healthy company to live in. And also we have accounts and chart of accounts. In QuickBooks, we are going to use what we call codes. And that's why you need to also learn how to do the coding techniques. We don't open the account like T account, sales account. We don't have like property, plant, and equipment account. In your financial accounting classes, you normally have T account for every single account, right? The same goes here. We need that account, but we don't put the name. We are going to call by code. Every account will have a code, like secret code. All right. We want to make sure that consistency will be applied throughout. Can you imagine if you have the name of the account to be called? Some will put ACCOUNT account. Some will put the abbreviation A/C, that's account. Some will put ACC. So we have inconsistencies. In system, we cannot have inconsistencies. We need to have standardized and consistent applied throughout. So we will be using code. All right. So we will have chart of accounts containing the list of the codes. Later, I'll show you what I mean. Oh, sorry. And then we have cash versus accrual. Do you understand what is cash? What is accrual accounting? Anybody have heard accrual accounting? All the one to declare. Okay, cash accounting means you only record transaction when there are cash involved. When there are cash transactions involved. If I sell goods to my customers, customers pay me cash, then only I record. If I sell goods to my customers, customers don't pay me cash, I don't record. All right. Meanwhile, if you use accrual accounting, regardless whether your customer pays you or not pay you, you still have to record the transaction in the system, in the book. Because accrual accounting will recognize the transaction as they are earned or incurred, regardless whether there is payment or there is no payment. Do you understand? All right, so that is the definition of accrual accounting, right? So for example, I sell goods to my customers on credit, meaning that I already sold goods, customer already got my items, but they haven't paid me. If I were to use cash accounting, I won't be able to record, right? Will that be right? Will that be right? In the current convention, it's not right. You need to record any transaction that you have because you already sold goods to your customers. So in accrual accounting, you will record. You will record debit, accounts receivable, credit, sales. Am I right? Debit, debtor, credit, sales. Debtor or accounts receivable, they are the same thing, right? So regardless whether I receive payment, I don't receive payment, I need to record under accrual accounting. But for cash, only record when I have cash received, right? So QuickBooks can recognize both. Cash can recognize, accrual can recognize, because we understand some companies, they don't have accrual accounting at all. For example, if you go to any restaurant, everything is done through cash basis. You buy goods from supplier, supplier send goods, okay, pay cash. This is your money, pay, you record. You sell goods to your customers, customers come and dine in, and then they want to pay, they pay cash, so you record. It will be appropriate for this kind of business to use cash accounting. But for many other businesses out there, they normally have credit transactions. Have you heard about credit transactions? I can buy goods from suppliers and I can pay later, not now. I can sell goods to my customers and I can receive the payment later, not now. So I want to record the transaction. If you do that, then you need to apply accrual accounting. Okay, so please have further reading on this. I'm sure that you have already been exposed to accrual accounting and cash accounting. So that is something that we can make use when we do QuickBooks. The next one is that you need to create new company. So when we have our QuickBooks to be operated, then everybody will have to open one account and create one new company. Okay, so I'll help you how to create new account, new company. And then we will need to do the setting up of QuickBooks preference. Setting up means when you use the accounting software, we need to be mindful about the currency. Some countries, if you are in Australia, then the currency used will be Australian dollar. If you are in Cambodia, what currency do we use? US dollar or Khmer Rio. But for our purpose, we are going to standardize the US dollar because companies normally use US dollar to record transactions. So we will need to do like setting up, including the name of the company, including the email address of the company, address, what else? Phone number, and so on and so forth. And also, every company in Cambodia will have to pay VAT. Am I right? You will have the customer to pay you the VAT. The company will collect the VAT, and the company will need to pay to the government the amount of VAT. Am I right? So we need to record all the VAT in the system too. But it's very, very easy. We just need to do setup, and then after setup, then we can just use it. And we're going to start using case study in order to be able to create new company and so on. So far, do you have any question? Am I speaking too fast? You all can understand, right? Okay, good. If you don't understand, just put up your hand. Sorry, I don't understand, and I'll repeat. Why do we use QuickBooks? Because we don't have any other software to use. No. It's just one of the software available. So we just decide, okay, it's easy to understand, very convenient in Cambodia. A lot of companies use it. So that's why we are using QuickBooks, all right? The first one is that it's using a browser because we are using cloud system. If we are not using the cloud system, we will have a very big box called server. So you need to go to the office and then update using the computer dedicated for that. And then the server is going to be updated every time you update. But if you go out from this building, you cannot access anymore. Because in order for you to record transaction, you have to be in the premise. That will be inconvenient. So that's why nowadays, a lot of systems are using cloud server. So cloud server will enable you to access from anywhere, anytime, night, morning, in the middle of the night, no problem. You can access. And it also sync with the banking system automatically online. If you want to make payment from QuickBooks, then it can be redirected to the bank account. You enter your ID, password, then you can make payment. So it's convenient. And it can access to the latest version. Every software, they will have an upgrade. So when you want to do the upgrade, you can just upgrade online. Same like your MacBook. You might be using MacBook, and then there are some updates that you can just update without anybody from Apple to come and then do the upgrade for you. But if you're using non-cloud, someone will have to come here, install everything, then he goes out. It'll be inconvenient. If that person is coming from Australia, then you have to pay for the flight and so on. Okay, very difficult. And then we have, you can access from any computer, iPad, mobile phone. Even though QuickBooks, you can access from your mobile phone, but to record transactions, I wouldn't recommend because you press one button, you end up pressing another button. Especially me, very old, and then my, finger is going to be like very wide. I press A and then suddenly accidentally got S. So it's not convenient and also very tiny. You have to move here, move there. But if you use the laptop or computer, you can see everything in one screen. Okay. You can automatically download banking transactions. So after you record transactions, then you want to view the report. So you can just print all the banking transactions, and then you can make comparison with the bank statement you receive from the bank. If you have one account in ABA, for example, any transaction that you receive, you pay using ABA bank account, you will receive one bank statement, right, from ABA. So you can make comparison, cross-check. That's possible. And also you can save time with monthly reconciling. Every month, some companies want to do bank reconciliation. You can always do anytime you like. And also you can have some number of people who can use the system. And QuickBooks is quite convenient to use. However, there are some disadvantages. The first one is that even though you pay little amount of money, but you need to keep on paying every month. It goes by license. So in the end, you end up paying a lot. And then if you have one company and then subsidiaries, like ABA Bank, it has a lot of branches, right? So every single branch will have one separate account. So it is quite difficult for you to manage the very big company because you need to maintain single or separate accounts. So when you want to merge the accounts, it can be quite problematic. And it doesn't have some features available in the desktop version. QuickBooks also comes in desktop version. Desktop version means you have to install the software inside that computer. All right, it can be updating the server from time to time. It works like cloud, but you need to install. Similar like having the physical system in the company, but it also offers the online version. But if you use the online version alone without installing that software in your computer, then you have limited features. You might not be able to deal with your inventory. If your company has inventory coming in, go out, you buy from suppliers, the system should update that you receive more inventory, right? If you sell to your customers, then the system should update inventory moving out, then lesser amount of inventory in the warehouse. So online, like the cloud-based, will not be able to perform as good as the desktop version. But to me, it's not really a problem because when you use the online version, you are able to do everything, except if you want to do the inventory, your company is manufacturing, you have a lot of raw materials, you have a lot of overhead to calculate and so on and so forth, then it might be difficult. Otherwise, not a problem at all. And also, if your company likes to give discounts, if customer buy 5, this is the amount. If they buy 7, this is the amount. It's not like individually priced, but it's like package. If you buy all these things, then you get this price. You buy more, you get special price. So if you have this kind of business to entertain, then desktop version can do, but online version might not be able to do. But who gives discount complicated like that, right? Better just set one price and then everybody buys the same price. Most of the company will charge the same price. But unless your business is so unique, then you might need to use desktop version. So far, any question? All good? Now it's middle of the day. Some eyes are closing halfway. All right, you can sleep for a while, but don't sleep all day. Okay. Here we have the different versions of QuickBooks. We have Simple Start, we have Essentials, and we have Plus. So you can see that whatever you have in Simple Start will be in Essential. Whatever you see in Essential will be in Plus. But whatever you see in Plus will not be in Essentials and also Simple Start. So meaning that more features are available in Plus. So that's why we are using Plus, because it will give you more features, more access. Things that you want to do will be available in Plus. Mosquito. Mosquito also wants to learn QuickBooks. All right. So simple start, you can only track sales, expenses, profits. You can create invoice. You can send invoice. You can track and manage your sales tax. You can use any device. And you can use for 2 people. QuickBooks can be used for 2 people. If you choose essentials, then you have the same, but you are able to manage and pay bills, transact in multiple currencies. For simple start, only 1 currency allowed, but for essentials, you have like 3 or 4 currencies available. And then you can have generate sales codes. You can use for 4 people. But plus, all things you have here, and that you can track inventory, you can create purchase order, you can track project or job profitability, and you can use for up to 25 people. So it depends on your company needs. Some company, okay, let's just do simple start. Some companies say, I need to use plus because there are a lot of things I need to do. So you choose. But for our purpose, we want to use plus because we have to do a lot of things. All right. Why should we consider using QuickBooks? First, QuickBooks is extremely adaptable to most small businesses. If you are small to medium kind of business, then QuickBooks is just sufficient. You can use QuickBooks and then you can benefit from it. And then reports can be readily exported to other applications. You can produce the report in PDF. You can produce the report in Excel. You can produce the report in Word. You can do any different formats, and that's allowed. QuickBooks is easy to use once properly set up, and software does an excellent job of recording, organizing, and reporting the financial information of the business enterprise in accordance with the standards that we use. In Cambodia, what standard do we use? IFRS. So the system is able to align with IFRS. So for example, if you prepare the balance sheet, it will follow the standard of IFRS. You need to have like amortization, you need to have the impairment, and so on and so forth. It will follow. And installing QuickBooks is not a problem at all. All right, the product has been widely tested and is stable. So you don't feel fear. If I record this transaction, the system won't capture. No, it will capture every single thing that you put. But you need to be certain is the information entered or data entered are all correct. If not correct, then definitely it will produce wrong info, wrong report. And also it's compatible with so many other applications like online banking. And then, you can export directly to QuickBooks. You can import from other software. You can export to other software. You can do a lot of things with QuickBooks. So that's convenient, right? Any question? I think you will only ask question when we have tests or quiz or final exam, right? Or I ask the question in the final exam. That's fine. Now, chart of accounts. Accounts and chart of accounts. Like I said, in QuickBooks, any software, we don't use the name of the account to record transactions, but we use the code. We use the chart of accounts. So you will have a list of what accounts we have in this particular company, and you are going to use according to the type and the name of the account from the code. Business transactions are recorded in several types of ledgers called accounts. We will have the purchase account, we will have the sales account, we will have the salary account, we will have the utilities account, all sort of accounts. And the summary of all transactions are going to be reported in the general ledger. So you're going to combine some of the ledgers and then make them to be under the general ledger, because when you do the trial balance to be extracted for final accounts, we will know expenses will go to income statement. Asset will go to the balance sheet. System will do. And that's the reason why you need to do the classification. And also the very long list that you have, every single account will be called chart of accounts. And each account has different type. Some belong to asset, some belong to liability, some belong to expenses, some belong to equity, some belong to revenue. If I ask you, stationery belongs to what category? Stationery. Is it asset or is it expenses? Is it revenue? Timun. Stationery is an asset, regardless purchase or what. But is it an asset account or is it an equity account? What is stationery? Pen, paper, pencil, ruler, stapler. Are they assets? Accounting student? Are they assets? They are expenses, my dear. They are expenses, right? They cannot be regarded as asset. Asset should be when you use more than 5 years, you use more than 1 or 2 years. This one you use this year, finish already. Cannot be used, cannot be regarded as assets. Building, do you use only today? More than 10, 20 years, more than 100 years, right? So that's asset. Computer is an asset because the amount is big. But stapler is just 50 cents. Why do you have to use it as your asset? So we will classify that as asset, liability, equity, income, or expense, right? Now, normally the chart of accounts will be represented by the code. So the chart of account is a list of general ledger accounts used by an organization. It is important that the chart of accounts contains sufficient detail to meet the information needs of the organization. Okay. When we use the chart of accounts, we need to use code. I explained to you just now that we need to use the code. And coding is the systematic assignment of numbers or letters. Normally numbers. Okay, chart of accounts, normally we have the representation of numbers. And they are used to classify. For example, if you see anything that starts with 1, then you know that's asset. Anything that starts with 2, that's liability. Anything that starts with 3, that's equity. Anything that starts with 4, that's cost of goods sold or cost of sales before you arrive the gross profit. Anything that you get 5, that's your revenue, and 6 is your other expenses. So the code is going to start with numbers. Then you can see, oh, this one is 1. It must be building, it must be property, plant, and equipment, it must be motor vehicle, must be office equipment. So these are all assets, right? Cash, inventory, these are all assets. So you should see the code starting with 1. If loan from the bank, it's liability, right? So it starts with 2. If you have ordinary shares or capital, it starts with 3 because that's equity. If you see carriage inwards purchases, that's cost of goods sold, right? It starts with 4. If you see sale, rental income, interest from the bank, those are all revenue. They will start with 5. And if you see salary, stationery, rental paid, bank charges, these are all start with 6 because they are expenses. So in QuickBooks, we're going to use codes, and codes will be represented by number. Right? So this one, accrual basis and cash basis, I already explained. QuickBooks can recognize both. It can be cash, it can be accrual. But normally in commercial business, we use accrual basis, accrual accounting. Regardless whether you receive money or not, as long as there is a transaction, you need to record that transaction. Okay? A transaction is recognized when it is incurred or earned. So if you got the sales, even though without money paid to you, you need to recognize there is a sales. So that's why we debit accounts receivable and credit sales. The same goes if I buy something from my supplier, I haven't paid my supplier. Is there any transaction? Yes, under accrual accounting. So you need to debit purchase, credit accounts payable. So that's why your basic financial accounting must be strong. Right? Now we want to continue with our lesson. We want to start with registering a company in our QuickBooks. Can I invite all of you to go to, not to the bank, not to the restaurant, but I want all of you to go to Google Classroom. I already uploaded one link. Click on that link. Go to Google Classroom and then click on the link that I have just provided. This is the link that I have provided, and I want everybody to click on the link. Do you see this screen on your computer? Okay, now I really need your cooperation. Everybody must follow the same step together. Do not go one step ahead. Do not leave one step behind. It's dangerous if you have, these differences. Okay, so we want everybody to be on the same page. If you have problem, just raise your hand. I'll try to help out. Is that okay? Right. Please attend class every day. If you don't attend class every day, we will have a lot of trouble. You know why? Every single activity that we do in the class will depend on your previous activity. If you haven't completed previous activity, you cannot continue current activity. Last time, I think 2 years ago, there are a lot of part-time students. They work and then they also study. They don't come to class. And then they didn't see the recorded video and they just come unprepared, and then they wanted to have the first step that I introduced to all students who attended to them. Of course, I couldn't do, because do you know that these QuickBooks only last for 30 days? You cannot have more than 30 days to access. So we need to finish within time. So I cannot go and then refer back to the 2 weeks class, that I already done, because I need to continue. We need to chase for the license. And as a student, we got it for free because we use free trial. So that's why I need to make sure that everybody come to class and then try to do the activity up to where we stop. Is that okay? Something that I really ask all of you to do? Please, yeah? All right. So now, I cannot record this thing anymore because I've been using this for more than one time. I just want to make sure that everybody, do you see this in your computer? You go down, And then you will see this simple start, essentials, and plus. Chutimun, I want you to share your screen. And for that, everybody must enter into Zoom, even though you are here. We need to share screen. Okay, Chutimun, get into Zoom first. Passcode, not a problem. I'll provide to you right away. This one is C, right? 133. The passcode is 133. Okay, please turn off your volume. No audio is needed. One, three, three. This one, this one. Okay, this is Chutimun's screen. Guys, make sure you have this on your screen. Okay, Chutimun. Just now I said we have 3 versions. Which one should we choose? Plus. Yay. So we choose plus. Do you want to buy now or you want to get it for free? If you are very rich, you don't know what to do with the money, I will ask you buy now. But if you want to save the money, maybe you want to buy something else, then choose free 30-day trial. So we choose free 30-day trial. Don't only watch, click on your computer. Yeah. Okay, click now. If you have problem, just raise your hand. Do you see that we get to register our account? So you can provide your comment email address or personal email address, either one, that's fine. Everybody, please register using your email address. And if you want to use the personal email address, make sure it is working. It's not blocked or it's not blacklisted. Okay, yeah. Yes. Eh, eh, eh. This one. Ah. Yeah. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, you can use command email or personal email, no problem. You can use any email you like, but make sure it's your email. Bong, all okay? All right. Bong is mean older, right? You are not older. Un. Huh? Un. Okay, please put your valid phone number. Valid phone number. And one lady will call the boys and one man will call the ladies. No. Nobody is calling you. Nobody is calling you. All done? Okay. So scroll down. Do you want to receive the marketing emails? I would suggest no need, just untick, because otherwise your email would be not spam, but they will send to you a lot of things. You can untick this button, yeah? I like to receive helpful marketing emails. And then once everything is done, make sure your password. Okay, password should be a combination of number, alphabet, and symbol. Then tick, all the green ticks must appear. Then only you click one more step. Is it? Yeah, one more step here. Timun? You can save. Actually, if it prompts to you, do you want to save this password? I would recommend save, because you know we are getting older. Sometimes we forget our own password. All right. Do you get this? Let's get QuickBooks working for you. Anybody got problem? All good? You have a problem? Yeah. Ah, good. All right. So you can click let's get started. Let's get started. Yo. Okay. Yes. You have registered it before. Then you use your personal email. Huh? Have you tried it before? No. It must be because then you create one new email. That one I cannot help because the system got the old account created before. Try again. 25. Good. All okay? Except 2 students, yeah? You keep on trying, and then later I'll go and help. Create one new email. Sivlin. Sivlin. Is still appearing the same? Still the same. Do you clear all the history? Clear all the history. And then try another account. If still cannot work, then you have to register using your mobile phone. Okay. Can I proceed? Can I invite all of you to go back to our Google Classroom? The PDF file that I shared, I want you to open. The PDF file that I shared, I want you all to open that PDF. Yeah, that's the one. Okay, could you please make it big? All right. And go until you see case study 1. Until you see Mr. Dara. Oh, all right, here. Everyone, please listen to this carefully. Now we are going to do case study number 1. So we start to create account for the company that we are recording transactions for. If you read from this particular case study, you will know that Mr. Dara is a chairman. He set up the business, and he is also the investor or shareholder of this company called Top Consulting Company Limited, right? So he wrote a letter to Ministry of Finance or Commerce to start a new business under the name of Top Consulting Business. VAT TIN, that is the registered VAT number. And this is the address of this business as a private limited company. What is this type of company? It's a private limited company. Is it a sole trader? Is it a partnership? It's a corporation of private limited company. What business does it do? The company is engaged principally in the specific commercial consulting service. Consulting service means consultancy or providing professional services. All right. So that's the information that we want to catch. The rest you can read later. Now, can we go back to QuickBooks? It requires the name of the company to be spelled in this field. Can we go back to PDF file? Copy Top Consulting Company Limited. Copy. Go back to the QuickBooks. Paste. If too fast, too quick, let me know. I'll go slow. Okay. All right. After Top Consulting Limited Company, oh no, Top Consulting Company Limited, oh my God. All right, put a space, and then bracket. I want you to put your ID number, JJ or JD, followed by your name. And then close the bracket. All done. Put your ID and followed by your name, and then close the bracket. The same field as the company name, yeah? The same one. Once done, I want you to click next. All right. So you will be prompted to this particular screen. Do you all get on your computer? Now, it asks you what is the industry, and you need to click on the drop-down list to select which is the best description of this industry of the company. Do you think that it is fast food? It is hotel? It is construction? Is it financial service? Is it manufacturing or personal beauty? Wow. You can have manicure, pedicure business and then choose beauty. Or is it professional service? Do you have consultancy there? Can we choose professional services? I would say yes. That's the best description of the business because it says consultancy service. Services, normally you refer to business like legal, the law firms, they provide legal services, right? Accounting firm, they provide how to prepare tax, how to prepare accounts, how to run the audit. So these are all services. You don't sell products. Or clinics, even though they give you medication, but the main thing is the medical services, right? So these are all considered to be professional services. Tourism, tourist agents, all right? So that can also be services. The second part that you need to determine would be the business type. Do you think it is a sole trader? Is it a partnership? Is it a company? Or is it a private limited company? So you can choose either one of these two, private limited company or company. Since the information is clear, it states private limited company. Should we choose private limited company here? Yay, go for it. Yes. Everybody clear with this? Un, you okay? The white color un, you okay? You okay? Yes, okay, good. Now can we click next? You will get this screen. What's your role? Are you an artist? Are you a bookkeeper? Are you an accountant? We are all accountants, right? Let's choose accountant. Online? Honor. If you are the owner, you should ask your accountant to do it, right? Owner should sit on the chair, do nothing. Okay, so accountant will do. This one, you can put any number you like. If you like to have a big company, then you put how many accountants are there. I normally choose 6 to 10. But just now, early morning classes, they choose 20 to 50. I said, wow, you must be a very ambitious person. All right, you can choose any number, doesn't matter. Don't worry, you're not going to go to jail if you choose any number. Okay? And once we are done, can we click on next? Okay. Once you click next, you will be prompted with this screen. You can choose any one of them because I don't care. Let's say if you choose this one, do this first. And I don't think I want to set anything now. And I want to skip everything for now. If you see skip for now, just skip until finish. Chutimun, skip for now. Skip for now. As long as you see skip for now, just skip for now. It's not important. Because let's say if you want to create an invoice, you want to decorate your invoice. If you are a lady accountant, I'm sure that you want to have the invoice to be pink. The invoice will have flower. You can do that, but we don't want to do it now, right? And once you get all this tick in green, everybody gets this, then you can click let's go. Not go out, not finish class, but let's go means we want to start using the QuickBooks. Wow. Congratulations, everyone. You've created an account. Okay, give a big round of applause to yourself. Okay. Do you see at the top we have the name of the company, followed your nice name too. Can you please click on Top Consulting Company Limited? Click. And you will be prompted to this screen. Do you see that we have logo here? You can put company logo there. Shutimun, click logo and we find what is the best picture to put. You can put your real face. You can put whatever, but do not put illegal pictures, okay? No illegal pictures. Is that you or your brother, Jyotimun? Okay, so once it appears, then you can stick and you can click save. Okay, Jyotimun, click save. Why are you so small? When you were a kid? Oh, you talking to the kid. Where are you? Ah, cannot be seen. Okay, Jyotimun. Now, you already put your logo. Jyotimun's logo is himself with the kids. All right. You can click on save as company same name. VAT number. Do we have VAT number for our company? We do. Go back to the PDF and then copy that VAT number K00. Yeah. And then paste. Save. Okay, you can scroll down further. You have the company email. It will capture your own email. And then company phone number. It will capture the phone number that you put earlier. If your company has website, you can put website there. Address. Do we know the address of the company? Copy and paste there. You copy the whole thing, easier. Okay, the state you need to put. Since you are not in the US or any country that has states, put the province name again, Phnom Penh. Do you have the zip code? If you don't have, just put 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so you can save now. Okay. Everybody got this right? Any problem, any question? If everybody is on the same page, I'll allow you to go back early today. Yeah. But if got problem, stay until 3:30, 2:30. Okay. Could you please click done, Chintimun? Now, do you see all these things on your computer, on your screen? Now, here we have the dark area, the dark side. This is not your, what is the movie that we have dark side? Do you know? Star Wars. Star Wars, we have the dark side. But this is not the Star Wars thing. This is the left navigation bar. What is this? Left navigation bar. This is where you choose the menu that you want to continue with transactions. What do we have here? The white screen area. That will show you the details of what we want to view. What do we have here? This one is called setting button. What is this called? Setting button. When you want to do the setting, you click on the setting. Hold on. You and Kristen Do you use the same account with your friend? Then how come you have the system administrator? Put the, the address in there. You couldn't save this now. Oh, now okay already. Then you can click here. Okay. Okay. All right. So we have the setting button here, and you have a long list of menu to choose, but we don't want to choose now. You can close, or you can just get out by clicking somewhere outside of that box. And do you see we have the blue round item? What is that? That is your profile. If your name starts with S, Sokun, then it will appear as. Correct, Melissa? If you have Chutimun, no, sorry, Metra Chutimun, but you put Chutimun first, right? So you will have C. If you have Lee Sremes, then you will have L. So don't be surprised, that's your name. All right, it's your profile. If you click on that profile, you can just sign out from QuickBooks, click, or you can manage your Intuit account. So we don't want to do anything so far. Just get out from there. Don't click anything. All right. So we have menu here. If you need help, just click help. If you don't have money, you click help, you will get the money. No such thing, huh? You don't get anything if you click help, but if you want to understand what this button means or what you can do, who to contact, you can click help. And then you have these small dots, but that one is applications. If you want to connect to your bank account, you want to put your bank account details there, you can click. But we don't do that because we don't want your account to be associated with this QuickBooks, right? Otherwise, whatever you pay, charge to your account. All right? From rich, you'll become poor. All right? Don't do that. And then if you want to search anything, you can just search here. If you want to get notification, not your Facebook notification, huh? So you will get the notification about QuickBooks there. And the rest goes. Do you see that we have the bank account details here on the right-hand side? If, let's say, you have the bank account with ABA or with Satanpana, huh? Satapana, then it will, Canadian Bank, all that, will be appearing here. And also, you go to the left, then you will have the setup, home, and then it will show you all things here. Right? So if you go down further, you will see all details are here. And then if you want to check on your profit and loss account, how much profit have you made so far? It will show here. And a lot of things that you can see, including how much is the expenses. You will have the pie chart. You will have the graph to show if you want to make comparison or to understand easily. So these are all the menu that you can find from dashboard. Timun, if you go here, you will see dashboard. And you see this green color item is activate here. So meaning that is the active menu. So you have home, you have cash flow. So if you see home, then you will see all things that I showed to you. But if you click on cash flow, you will see the movement of money. Can we click on cash flow? Why don't you see anything? Because nothing so far. You have not recorded any transaction yet. So that's okay to see nothing. Do you see that we have KHR 000? That means in Khmer Reals, you don't have anything there. That's okay. But later we need to do the setting, changing Khmer Reals to US dollar, right? So everything will need to be set up. You need to also create the chart of accounts. You also need to set the VAT. So these are all the things that we want to do the setup in our next class. Today, I just want you to enjoy browsing QuickBooks. So far, is it okay? Or are you afraid? Are you nervous to deal with QuickBooks? Don't be nervous, it's just nothing, right? All right. Now you can look on the left navigation bar, the dark side here. You will have a lot of menu. So if you want to know about the bank transactions, you can click on the bank transactions. But you will see nothing so far. I'm just telling you that these are all the items or menus. You can reach out in order to see what is happening to your company in terms of the bank transactions. If you want to see the whole transactions, you can go here, transactions, under menu. You can have bank transaction. You can do the bank reconciliation. You can have the rules with regard to your banking. You can have chart of accounts. Can we click on chart of accounts? What you see in the chart of accounts here are all the accounts created by the system, default. You didn't do anything, but the system created. Normally, the system knows that you will need these accounts, but they are not perfect. They are not complete yet because you don't see the code account, the account code yet. All right, we don't have any code for every account, so it's not complete. And there are a lot of accounts that we might not want to use at all. They are just created as default. Can we go to PDF file that I shared? And scroll, go up. Up. Because when I go like that, you put down. Okay, this one. This one is the code account or account codes that we have for our transactions. And later you will need to record this one by one. I'll show you how to do it, but very easy. Okay. Someone to cry. Don't cry for me, Argentina, huh? All right, so we have all these things, and then you will need to record transactions one by one. What's the difference between what you see here and what you see here? There are some numbers here. This is what you call mother. This is what you call child. But actually, this is the main account. This is the sub account. Main account means that's the mother. Without mother, there will be no child. Am I right? The same goes to the account. All right. So we will have the main account here. But let's say if the main account, you want to have detail of other accounts under that main, then you will need to have this. For example, we will have furnitures and fixtures. That's our fixed asset, right? But in the balance sheet, you will have the fixed asset at cost. You will also have the accumulated depreciation. So cost minus accumulated depreciation, what will you get? Net book value. Correct? You will have net book value. So the net book value will appear here, but the calculation is going to be like this. Cost of furniture and fixtures and accumulated depreciation fixtures and features. So this one minus this one, you will get the final figure here. But if you don't have any other detailed account to represent, they won't have sub account. Like this one, deposit office rental, it doesn't have any sub account because it doesn't have the detail. So we need to create this according to the type and also the nature of the account. And you need to be very clear if this account is your asset or if this account is your expenses. So now, stationery, is it your expenses or is it your asset? It's your expense. It's a small item, very cheap in amount. And we need to classify type, detail type. This one you need to follow exactly like what is being portrayed. And next class, I'll share with you the Excel file so that you can record one by one. Is there any question? All right, so that's all that I want to share with you today. Can you open already? Oh, good. What about you? Okay. Okay, good. Oh, very great. So we can give a round of applause again to everybody. And I hope to see all of you in our next class. Thank you very much. Thank you, Timon. Hi, what is this?